understand that. Well, here's some of the things that are trending right now, headlines that are trending right now. Let's start off with Coca-Cola changing its recipe in Canada. Really?
To have less calories.
We don't even know what's in it to begin with.
I know.
Now they want to change it?
So they say it'll taste very similar, but it will have 8% less calories. The announcement comes right after they posted a decline in sales in North America. So it is just in Canada where they're changing the recipe.
So is this a hype before the Super Bowl? Maybe that's what it is. You know, because the Super Bowl commercials come out.
Possibly. I guess you'll have to watch the Super Bowl to find out.
Yeah. Do we care about the bridge over Shaganapie? I've got a picture over here as well, too. Now, this is, if you haven't already heard, there's a bridge along Shaganapie around Crowchild, and it's been sitting there for a while, and people are saying, when's this thing going to get done? Well, here's a picture of it right now, and the question that a lot of people are asking themselves is, what is taking so long? Well, the reality is, as it was described, it is trying to fit a round peg into a square hole. A round peg into a square hole. Now, this thing you would think that's going to cost like $5-some odd million. They'd have it figured out. You know,
what did Drew Farrell tweet? Measure twice, cut once.
That's what I was just going to say.
You know, and I just don't understand why it's just taking so long. There it is right there. I mean, it's a beautiful bridge. A lot of people are jaywalking. They say we got to do something. So it just sits there. Just sits there.
Well, sculpture.
Yeah. Well, some guy says.
Goes along with the ring, right?
Yeah.
It goes right along with the ring.
We should put them next to each other.
Well,
Beautiful.
The good news is though the city is not paying for this.
Yeah.
This mistake.
So wait a couple of weeks, it'll get done.
Hopefully.
Stop your jaywalking.
There's also a rally for cancer care. The Cancer Care Center, as we all know, that was in place to be built, and now the funding has been taken away by the province. So there is a rally later today.
Yeah, those are some of the headlines that are trending right now. Well, one gentleman that's keeping himself very, very busy.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, John, we can hear you. It is the mayor of Canmore, John Borrowman, who is joining us on a Skype video call. And if you've, well, we've been experiencing some beautiful weather here in Calgary. John, give us a feel for the weather out in Canmore this morning.
Well, it's a beautiful day. It's gotten quite a bit cooler, of course. It's down to just above zero, so by God, it's +1 in the middle of January, but we've had incredibly warm weather this week.
There's so many different events that happen in Canmore on a regular basis. The Curl for Cancer, of course, the Folk Music Festival, which we're so very excited about. What are you excited about these days in Canmore?
Well, 2015 is going to be a pretty active year. We have a lot in the go, particularly interested or looking forward to dealing with some of our housing issues, which have become very dire. So we have 60-unit seniors lodge expansion out for tender now. That'll be started in 2015. And 32-unit affordable housing rental project that's going in the ground now. So dealing with housing issues is one of the #1 focuses for the town of Canmore.
We're concerned about the bunnies. Are we still concerned about the bunnies? The ladies here are laughing, but we all recall that I think it was last year, John, correct us if we're wrong, was it last year you had issues with bunnies, and has that gone by the wayside?
For several years, Phoenix, several years, but a few years ago, yes, we started a program to reduce or eliminate the feral rabbits because they were not only a serious problem from wildlife attracted. We do everything we can to remove food sources for the carnivores coming into town.
Absolutely.
So that was our driving factor. But the population is certainly reduced. It's not eliminated.
Let's be honest, Mr. Mayor, it was becoming a bit of a tourist attraction too.
Sure. Got the T-shirt.
Yeah, you got to send us one of those T-shirts. So what other priorities are you concerned about? Housing is one of them. Of course, we just love Canmore because of its beauty, but what else are you focusing on right now?
Well, the other very important project, of course, is protecting homes and people that live in Cougar Creek area after the serious flooding incident in 2013. So we've been working on detailed hazard and risk assessment over the last year and a half, and a proposed project has been back to California. A $48 million, $37 million flood debris retention structure up in Cougar Creek.
Right.
People, it's not a dam. It's characterized as a dam, but of course a dam is designed to contain water, and this isn't. This is 99% of its active life, there will be nothing held back by the structure. But when we need it to hold back that big debris in the major events, it'll be there to protect the lives and property.
John Borrowman is John Borrowman is the mayor of Canmore. John, we're going to be scooting out there sometime over the next couple of weeks. I'll look for you and we'll trade shirts.
Okay, come and see me anytime, Phoenix.
Thanks, John. You take care. John Borrowman, the mayor of Canmore, on a Skype video call this morning. It's warm there, too.
I know, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Great time to maybe take a trip for January. Get outside.
It's a great idea.
Travel around. All right, we have a giveaway for you today. Nikki Yanofsky is headed to the Jack Singer Concert
Julie
Hall
knows who
this
she
Friday.
is. You love her.
Everybody knows who she is.
Well, yeah.
She is, this is her music video here, something new that you're looking at right now, and we'll have that giveaway for you. You just have to, so she'll be a Little Secrets tour in Calgary's Jack Singer Concert Hall this Friday, January 30th, performing hit singles like Necessary Evil and Something New. So that's what you're watching right there, is Something New. So just tweet us. She was nominated for an award, wasn't she?
Juno.
A Juno.
Yeah.
Tweet us what she was nominated in to win these tickets
Which
for Friday.
Which category you mean?
Which category, yeah.
What category is it again?
I,
Tell us. Okay.
You'll have to figure it out yourself.
go.
If you can win yourself 4 tickets, just tweet it to us.
Yeah, fantastic. Here's some other things that are trending now this morning. Ladies, let's get into this. Nenshi, getting a little feisty. He's getting feisty on Twitter. Why is he getting feisty, Miss Kate? Because he's a nice guy. We like him. He's just like sharing fun stuff.
You know, I think I worded that wrong. He wasn't getting feisty. He was joking around a little bit on Twitter last night. I just happened to be up around 10:30 last night when Nenshi normally hits that. He starts tweeting around that 9 to 10:30 range. At least that's what I found. Not that I'm stalking him or anything like that on Twitter. But some people have some weird senses of humor, I guess. And somebody sent him this picture of him on a horse. And says, this photo of Nenshi riding on a unicorn for no reason, #YYC. So he just tweeted back and said, get help. And then this picture was sent in. Here's a portrait of you, your worship, on a yam because you are one sweet potato of a man. And he just tweeted back, also get help. So what do we think of Nenshi and his humor on Twitter? Do you think, maybe he's offending these people, or do we like it?
I think if they know that they're sending him a picture like that, like it's going to be funny back, right? Like obviously they have a sense of humor to send it to him, so I think it's all in fun, right?
Yeah.
So the sarcasm is meant in a playful attitude,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah. And Heather, when you see something like that, we kind of expect a funny rhetorical from him, don't we?
Oh yeah, he's just being who he is, right? He's
And that's
being
what we
authentic.
want.
Yeah.
We just want a guy who's just natural, right?
We know that he's a joker and he likes to, have fun, and he's just coming across that way in his social media.
Yeah. Julie, he's setting an example for kids, too, that are reading it as well. Because everybody can read it.
Yeah.
So kids read it and think, hey, he's not a bad guy.
No, and I think he's very, very aware of everything that he writes because he knows that it can come back. So I think he does it in a funny but respectful way. I love him.
Yeah,
I just love him.
Near and dear to our heart, our kids. We have parents here. All of us are parents except Kate. But what is cool is that, even if you're not a parent, this could affect you if you have kids coming up. What is it about the CBE?
So the Calgary School Board is looking ahead to the next school year in September, and they're estimating that last year, they had the school lotteries last year. So that means within your catchment area for a school, some areas the school doesn't fit all the kids, so they have to do a lottery to decide which kids get to go to that school. So 29 regular and alternative program schools did it last year. They're expecting another 13 will be added to that list for this September. So it could mean that you're living right next to a school, but you don't make it in because it's full, and that you have to travel several kilometers away to a neighboring neighborhood that has a school with space for you.
First issue is we don't have enough schools.
Yeah.
Right, we all agree on that.
We don't have enough schools in the right places, I think, also, right?
And that's
the
a big part of
neighborhoods are getting older, the schools are still there, and so they've got to use what they've got.
And they're old, they're antiquated, they're small, too small to fit these kids in. It's frustrating, Heather.
Yes. I'm in Deep West, and I think Deep South and Deep North are two really where they've done the urban sprawl, where the communities just keep growing and growing and growing, but the schools aren't there to meet the need. And what baffles me as a parent is who's not talking to who. You know, obviously the developers are applying for permits to, you know, make these residential areas bigger, bigger, and bigger, and yet there's no infrastructure to support it. So how is that not happening? Because I've never been in any city where this is happening. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure.
My concern was, what about siblings? What if you have 2 kids going, or even 3 kids going to the same school, and they all end up having to go to different schools?
I have
Boy,
a
this is
couple friends
nightmare.
like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, where they're older, like the older ones are in, but they can't guarantee if their younger ones are in kindergarten if they can get in, right? Because I know they have a tier system where like the top one is if you're like in a walk zone, and then the second is if you have siblings in the school, and so it depends on what tier you are. And I'm like, how horrible would that be? Like you already have your older kids who have friends in the school, and then your kindergartner can't get in. So do you switch everybody to a new school, or?
And then are you driving from school to
Yeah.
school
Oh,
to
exactly.
school?
Or dropping your kids off at each of the buses. Make sure you get down number 7, number 6, and number 3. But what about also, what's the option then? Okay, so here we are. Here's the school board being faced with the concern that we don't have enough space in these schools. So they're saying we've got to come up with an option. So come on, let's give them some suggestions. They're watching right now. They're saying, what does
They're
Julie
working
think?
for me.
What does Julie
You know
think?
what? Julie thinks that if they did it another way, somebody would be mad as well, and they found the way to do it. I mean, lotteries at least are as fair as any of the other things can be. We remember years and years of people camping outside schools for
Yes.
two nights to get in there to sign their kids up first. So I'm not sure that there's a solution. If there was an endless supply of money, I think there might be a solution.
Well, with our hard economic times that we're hearing right now, the price of a barrel of oil, and of course we are affected by the energy sector, by the numbers. So what can we do? I mean, a lot of solutions have been, well, let's just put portables on the ends of schools. And then you have a whole series, and that's what happened with my kids. We have a whole series of portable after portable after portable. After a while, you think, come on. But it was a better option, I think, than having the lottery system. But where do you get the money?
Well, I think the money was there. What did they do with it?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So is the lottery a better way of going about it than lining up in the early hours of the morning?
They're all-
like versus first come, first serve.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it doesn't make anybody happy.
I feel bad for the new communities too, right? Because all these kids, they move into this new community,
Right.
and then they end up, and then they have a 5-year-old, and they're like, oh, I guess we have to move. So everybody, like, I feel like there's so much turnover in all these new communities because everybody leaves when their kids turn 5 because they can't get into a school because there's nothing around.
Well, it is frustrating, but part of us as parents have to realize too that, well, if you're frustrated or upset with the situation, then what is your suggestion? You know, I mean, it's a tough one, guys, but still, what are the options? And if we don't have the options, well, then they've got to come up with options, whether they like them or not. And I agree with you. Doesn't matter what the decision is or what the option is, someone is going to be upset with it. There's no perfect solution right now.
No, there isn't. And so, you know, ultimately, if that's the situation you're in, change your situation or change your attitude.
Yeah.
If you can't change the situation, I mean, we were talking earlier, you changed your situation.
Changed
you
it,
made a change,
yeah.
and lots of parents do. And we do have that freedom in this city that there are from many
Right.
different schools from which we can choose. It's a two-sided sword, but or a double-edged sword. But otherwise, then you find a way to do it, and then you move forward, I think, and make it fit your family the best way that you can.
Yeah, great discussion. We'll see how how this plays out.
A lot of people planning now into 2015 for the next school year that starts in September. Heather Broad is here joining us, the City Director for Entrepreneur Moms Now Calgary, and she's going to be talking strategic planning for 2015. Take a look.
They are a network of savvy mom entrepreneurs, helping other mom entrepreneurs keep inspired, motivated, and on track with their business. Calgary Rep. Heather Broad carved her path by running a gift basket franchise. The online magazine Entrepreneur Mom Now delivers local news for passionate moms in their first 5 years of business. Whether it's the latest product launch, profiles on phenomenal women, business tips and tricks, Entrepreneur Mom Now continues to be a key go-to place for local moms and their businesses.
Heather, what is a strategic plan?
So that is how you move your business forward, plain and simple. You can't just have hope as a strategy and just say, throw things willy-nilly and just go, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and just be all over the place. It's a plan for the direction of where you want your business to go. And it's just without that, I'm not really sure how you want to scale your business or how you're going to grow your business without that. That's sort of like, this is my vision, this is where I want to take it, and it's just, you got to have it for be able to move forward.
Yeah.
And what are some of those aspects that you should be looking at for 2015?
For your strategic plan. So basically, what
because things are changing. It's a scary world right now.
It is a scary
We're hearing
world.
about layoffs. We're hearing
Yeah.
about, just it's scary for a lot of people.
It is scary. So I think it's a really important thing to get down what your business goals are. And then once you get down what your business goals are, then you need to map out what your action plans are. As far as saying, okay, I need to get 10 new clients, or I want to increase sales, or I want to increase productivity, or I want to get more systems in place. Those all sound great, but now you got to get that down on paper, whichever way you want, whether you do mind mapping, whether you do a journal, whether you do a vision board, or however it is you want to get those goals down. And then you have to come up with, okay, how am I going to do this? So if I want to get 5 new clients, how am I going to do that? So then you have to write down, okay, am I going to do a existing client refer a friend campaign, or am I going to do a marketing campaign to get new ones, or am I going to go to more networking events? What am I going to do? How am I going to reach that goal? So if you don't lay it all out, I'm not sure how you're going to get there. So that's a big part of it.
You have key focus areas, though. So if someone is watching right now,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of moms at home who are watching you, who are these mompreneurs,
Yeah.
if you will, they're always looking for advice. They're always looking for
Yeah.
tips. So give us a few ideas of where they can focus, specific areas of focus for a strategic plan.
I think the big one for everyone is sales. And is you've got this business now, you want to make money at it. So you want to get some revenue, you want to increase your income,
Right.
or maybe you want to increase your productivity, or you want to increase your customer service, or whatever it is that's most important to you. I find mostly it's, they're in it to make money. And so that's sort of a big one, and that sounds great, but now you have to sit down and go, okay, how am I going to do that? How am I actually physically going to make more money with my business? So then that's where you get into these, okay, now do I need to talk to a business coach to give me some ideas? Do I need to talk to some other mompreneurs to give me some ideas as far as what they did? And I think that's where that whole community thing comes in really well.
No question.
Do I find a mentor?
Yeah.
How do I do it? Because it sounds great to say, I want to make more money.
Sure does.
Of course.
But now what do you do, right? So now it's like, okay, now you really got to drill down and figure out, okay, do I do a marketing campaign? Okay, so who am I targeting? Is it going to be print? Is it going to be social media? Is it going to be a newsletter? Is it going to be a Facebook campaign? Like what's
Or
it
all of
going to
them.
be? Or is it going to be all of them?
Yeah.
And what's my goal here? Do I want to get 10 new clients out of this? Or do I just want to do like a word of mouth where I just trying to get people to refer me? Do I just want to go out to more networking events? Do I want to do a webinar to try to increase my base? How am I going to find these people?
We hold on for a second because we have a video call as well too, or a video question for you. So have a look and have a listen.
Hi, my name is Miranda, owner of Joined at the Hip Baby Wear, and my question is, what should I include in my strategic plan?
So we kind of talked about it a little bit, what she should include in her
Yeah.
strategic plan. But there's an example of a mompreneur. She's trying to be successful. Just like Bree's trying to be successful too in her business.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find focus and sales. I mean, it does sound easy. Hey, just go out there and get more sales. Bree, just go out there. Hey, just go and get more sales. It's simple. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple,
it's
is
not.
it? What are some of your strategies that you're doing?
I just got back from a blogging conference called Alt Summit, and they talked a lot about having a tribe. And so I think your tribe is like people that you can either collaborate with or people that that you can boost each other up. So I'm like, oh, I know this person from this thing. Let's do something together. And then you get twice as many people looking at what you're doing as just one company would be, right? So I think having a tribe and supporting people, like not just going and having everybody like your picture on Instagram, but you go like other people's, like you give back too, and I think it all comes around, right? So have a tribe.
What question do you have for Heather? Because she's a fascinating resource, this young lady right here.
Okay. A question I would have?
like about maybe your business or maybe something that she can help you with your business.
I guess I want to know more about how to collaborate locally with businesses when I feel like as a blogger, a lot of my contacts are in the States. So I feel like I want to find people locally to work with, or how do I host events in Calgary with companies? that are local.
Heather.
So, well, tonight we have our networking meetup.
Oh, there you go.
So that's something we do every month is we have an in-person networking meetup exactly for the reasons that you say,
Okay.
or as people are trying to connect with other business owners, and these collaborations that come out of these face-to-face, monthly get-togethers are crazy, and they would have never happened had they just, liked each other's page or just followed each other on Twitter or left a blog comment on each other's site. They actually need that face-to-face meetup, and I'm a real big advocate for that
Smart.
networking part of it, because it's all relationship building. And if you believe that collaborations is the rocket fuel to scale your business, and it is, then how do you meet these people, these like-minded people? So that's part of what we do as far as tribe goes, and community and all the rest of it, is give them that place to come to.
Nice
And then I'll just sort of act as the hub to get that going. And it's really neat, the kind of things that come out of it. And every month we get new people, and who come out, and again, it's just a lot of relationship building. It's a lot of in-person. It's a lot of just getting out and finding out more about other people, but
Getting focused.
and getting focused on what you're looking for.
I have a feeling you have a new best friend in Brie.
We can be buddies.
Heather Broad, City Director for Entrepreneur Mom Now Calgary. So great to have you on the panel.